Okay, so pardon me, just let me rearrange. Okay, so in conclusion, I would just like to state that there are many causes of climate change, and many effects, but it's a but they're but the most strongest factor of impact is humans' involvement through the greenhouse effect, and so and of course it gets worse, and of course it gets worse and worse and worse as time goes on without us doing anything about it. And it's important. And pardon me. Now now some might now I just also would like to state in my conclusion that there are that that the time of action is far spent, as I have stated previously. Probably the best time to act on climate change was over 50 years ago. The second best time is now, and there's always and it's and well and yes, there is and some people may respond that it is the responsibility of individuals. And this is true. We can all do it. We all have a responsibility to, to do things like not littering, and to save our electricity. But it's also important to remember that over 71% of the world's pollution is produced by only 100 companies. It's a like one of my favorite quotes that I read somewhere is kind of is like saying, oh, if you're so if you hate the Nazis, if you then why don't you take a gun yourself and go over to Europe and sort it out yourself? There, it's maybe a good thing to do, but there are certain issues like climate change which will require societal change and not just individual change. So I would say, and the time and everyone can do something, even if it's only a little bit. And I'm gonna be um I would I mean, my personal suggestion is that it's all is to write to your write to your representative of Congress to ask to to do more, and because and of course change always begins with us. Um, and the planet, and let's also remember that though the situation may be dire, it can always be better. And our planet is a beautiful planet, and let's keep it that way. Not only for us, but for our children, our grandchildren, our great grandchildren, and whoever and however many generations come after that. They deserve it just as much as we do.